Hello students, welcome to online class. In today's class, we'll discuss regarding the different classification of financial services. See, financial services are classified into two types. Okay, the first one is asset based services or fund based services, and another one is fee based or advisory services. In today's class, we'll understand what are the different fund based or asset based financial services. Okay, so this asset or fund based services are divided into eight types. Okay, that is, financial organization provides 8 asset based or fund based services to the society. Then what are those asset or fund based services? We'll understand one by one. Okay, so the first fund based services is equipment leasing or lease financing. See, what it is given is, lease is a form of renting assets. It is an agreement that provides firm to use and control over assets without buying and owning the same. This means what? Leasing is a contractual agreement. It is a contract or an agreement where one party who is owning an asset provides the asset for a use to another party for some period of time in exchange of some consideration or some fees in the form of periodic payment. That will be known as what? Leasing or lease financing. Okay, the owner of the asset that is being leased is known as what? Lessor. As I've told you, there will be two parties. The one party who provides the asset for leasing and the another party who use the lease assets, right? So the party who provides the asset for a lease will be known as lessor. Then the receiver of the services of an asset under a lease contract is known as what? Lessee. Okay, so leasing enables a firm to avail the services, to enjoy the services of plant or equipment or an asset without making the investment. So what is the benefit of leasing is, the firm or the business concern will enjoy the services of plant or equipment or any kind of asset without making any type of investment. Okay, it is like enjoying the service of the asset by paying the rent. Okay, for a particular period of time, business firm will be paying the rent in the form of installment for the use of that particular asset. Okay, that is known as what? Lease financing. Next comes is hire purchase. See, hire purchase means what? Hiring of an asset for a period of time and at the end of the period purchasing the same. See, leasing is what? By paying installment using the asset for some period of time. But hire purchase means what? Hiring an asset for a particular period of time. At the end of the period, he is not going to give the ownership back to the owner. He is going to purchase it the same. Okay, so hire purchase is an what? Alternative to leasing. Okay, so hire purchase is also known as what? Installment plan. It is an arrangement or a contract where a customer agrees to contract or he agrees to acquire an asset by paying an initial installment. Okay, or you can say advance, by paying the advance, and repays the balance of the price of the asset plus interest over a period of time in installment. Okay, the ownership of the asset is not officially transferred to the buyer until all the payments have been made. Once he pays the full installment, the full price of that particular asset, the ownership of that particular asset will be given to the buyer. Until then, the ownership will remain with the seller. That is known as what? Hire purchase. The good example is electronic goods. will take it off TV only. If you purchase the TV on installment plan, right, you have to pay the advance money, and the remaining price you have to pay in installment. Okay, you can use the asset until you pay the full installment or the full price, but the ownership will not be given to you. At any time, seller can get the product back or the service back if the buyer fails to pay the installment. That is known as what? Hire purchase. Okay, next comes is consumer credit. It is a transaction an individual or consumer or buyer pays a part of the cash purchase price at the time of the delivery of the assets and pays the balance with interest over a period of time. See, consumer credit is what? Is an unsecured debt. Hire purchase is a secured debt, but consumer credit is unsecured debt that was taken to purchase goods and services. Okay. However, debts taken for purchase of a plant or house are not included under consumer credit. Okay. Debt taken for purchase of plot and house comes under the hire purchase. But consumer credits are generally offered by what? Financial institutions or banks to help customers buy everyday goods, day-to-day services at any instant. Okay, in return, the consumers are charged interest over the time taken to repay the debt. The good example is credit card or any type of personal loan. Okay, that is known as consumer credit. Or even if you get the goods from the general stores for a credit, will be known as what? Consumer credit. But if you take the debt or the credit to purchase the house or the plot on the basis of installment plan, then it will be known as hire purchase. Or any type of heavy vehicles or heavy products, okay, will be what? Hire purchase. Hope you understood the difference between the hire purchase, leasing and consumer credit. Okay, next service comes is bills discounting. Bills discounting means, or you can say discounting of bills, refers to the encashment of the bills before the date of its maturity. The bank deducting its charges from the bill, which will be called as discount. We'll explain you this bills of discounting in detail. Okay, see, the seller who will be willing to sell the goods or the services, he draws a bills of exchange while selling the goods to buyers on the credit. Okay, when seller wants to encash this bill before the maturity of the bill, he goes to what? Bank. Okay, bank discounts the bill and credits the customer's account with the amount of bills after deducting its charges. Okay, which will be called as discount. On the maturity of the bills, bank presents the bills to its acceptor, that is buyer, for the payment. In case the bill discount is dishonored for non-payment, that is if buyer fails to pay the bill's amount, then the bank recovers the full amount from the seller along with the expenses in that connection, is known as what? Discounts. Okay, so the RBI has permitted banks to rediscount the bills if again the bank wants the money before the maturity period. Okay, then it can rediscount the bill with the other financial institutions or the financial company. So the financial company, as they act as bill brokers between the banks and the business houses. Okay, and this will be known as, when the bank rediscounts the bill with the other financial institution, it will be called as bills rediscounting. Okay, so this is known as bills discounting. Hope the concept of bills discounting is clear. Next comes is venture capital. See, venture capital represents what? Financial investment in a highly risk projects with the objective of earning high rate of return. venture capital companies provides necessary risk capital to the entrepreneurs so as to meet the promoters' contribution as required by the financial institution. Venture capital. In a simple words, venture capital means capital which is required to start the business. The initial capital which is required to start the business will be known as venture capital. Okay, so entrepreneurs needs what? Investment for their startup companies, right? So the investments or the capital that entrepreneurs receives from wealthy investors are called as venture capital, and the investors are called as what? Venture capitalists. Okay, entrepreneurs, in order to start a new company, okay, the capital which is required to start the new company will be known as venture capital. And this capital, when they receive it from the wealthier investors, okay, those wealthier investors will be known as venture capitalists. Okay, so venture capital firms reduces the risk of investment by co-investing with the venture capital firms. Usually there will be the main investor called lead investor and the other investors will be called followers. Okay, so if wealthier investors want to join some other followers in investing these financial capital, venture capital, then that the main investor will be called as lead investor, and the other investors to whom he welcomes with him to join to invest in the venture capital firms will be called as followers. Okay, so this is known as venture capital. So you just remember, venture capital is the capital which is required to start the new business. Okay, next comes is housing finance. Government of India has set up of National Housing Bank by the RBI in 1988. Okay, so the National Housing Bank is an apex institution in the country. At present, the public, private and joint sectors have entered in the field. Now, first we'll understand what is housing finance. Okay, or housing finance institutions. Housing finance institutions mainly provides home loans. Okay, to whom? To middle and low class citizens to buy houses, and it also provides the loan to the builders for building the projects. Okay, so its main objective is what? To boost the residential housing stock by systematically providing finance and enhancing what? Home ownership within the nation. So housing finance is nothing but the institutions which provides home loans to middle and low class citizens to buy houses is known as what? Housing finance institution. Now, Government of India has set up apex institution which will look after the management of these housing financial institutions. Okay, that institution, apex institution, will be known as National Housing Bank, and this was set up by the RBI in the year 1988. Okay, under this National Housing Bank, which is the principal housing finance institution in the country, okay, at present the public, private and joint sectors have entered in the field. Okay, the good example for housing finance institution is HDFC Bank. Okay, that is Housing Development Financial Corporation, then LIC Housing Finance, ICICI, commercial banks and cooperative banks. Okay, next comes as insurance services. Have explained you regarding the insurance services while explaining the importance of the financial services, but once again will explain you in detail. Insurance services. Under insurance services, the insurer and insured enter a legal contract. Two parties enter a legal contract for the insurance called the insurance policy and provides financial security from the future risk. It means what? Insurance, okay, is a what? It is a contract or an agreement, a legal agreement as per IRDA Act 1999. So under IRDA Act 1999, insurance is a contract or a legal agreement between two parties, that is an individual or any business concern named insured, and another party, that is insurance company, which will be called as insurer. So an individual or a business firm who will be the customer of the insurance services will be known as insured, and the insurance company which provides the insurance services will be called as insurer. Okay, in this agreement, the insurer, that is insurance company, promises to help with the losses of the insured, that is the customer. Okay, for on the happening of the contingency. Okay, the insured on the other hand pays what? Premium in return for the promise made by the insurer. So in this agreement, insurance company promises to help the customer if they faces any risk, any losses in the future. Okay, so in turn, what the insured have to do is he has to pay the premium. That is known as what? Insurance services. Next comes is factoring. That is the last fund-based services. It's not a fee-based, it is fund-based services. Last fund-based services is factoring, which is one of the most important financial services. Okay, so factoring is what? Financial services in which the business entity sells its bills receivable to third party at a discount in order to raise fund. It differs from, factoring differs from bills discounting. Do not get confused with the bills discounting and factoring. Okay, the concept of bills discounting involves what? Getting the bills discounted at a certain rate to get the funds. Whereas factoring is what? It is a broader concept. Factoring involves the selling of all the account receivables. Hope you people know the difference between the account receivables and accounts payables and the bills. Okay, so account receivables. So factoring involves what? Selling of all the account receivables to an outside agency. Okay, such an agency is called as what? Factor. Now how this factoring take place? Will explain you. The seller makes the sale of goods or services and generates invoices for the same. What the seller does is he make a sale of goods and services and generates what? Invoices. Okay, then the business then sells all its invoices to a third party called the factor. So the seller, what he does is he sells all these invoices to the third party who will be called as the factor. The factor pays the seller after deducting some discount on the invoice value. The rate of discount on the factoring ranges from 2 to 6%. Okay. However, the factor does not make the payment of all invoices immediately to the seller. Okay. It pays only up to 75 to 80% of the invoice value after deducting the discount. The remaining 20 to 25% of the invoice value is paid after the factor receives the payments from the seller's customers. It is called as factor reserve. Okay, that 20 to 25% of invoice value which the factor keeps with himself will be known as factor reserve. Okay, so this process will be known as what? Factoring. So it is a broader concept when we compare it to the bills discounting. In case of bills discounting, the banker, the seller gives it to the bank or sells the bank the bills. Okay, and the bank pays the money after deducting the discount, and the bank collects the money from the customer at the time of maturity of the bill. But here in factoring, okay, the seller sells the bills receivables to the factoring. Factoring pays only 70 to 85% of the invoice value. The remaining 20 to 25% will be the factor reserve. Once the customer pays, okay, he keeps those 20 to 25% with him as a security until he gets the full amount of the bills receivable from the customer. Once he gets that, he pays that remaining 20 to 25% to the seller. That is known as what? Factoring. Hope all the concepts are clear. Please make a note that the classification of financial services is important for 15 marks, and these different classifications on the basis of fund-based services, that is this bills discounting, factoring, equipment leasing, okay, the meaning of all these different fund-based services are important for 2 marks, and only fund-based services will be asked for the 5 marks. So the classification of financial services is important concept. Okay, the remaining part of classification of financial services, that is fee-based services, will discussed in the next class. Thank you.